Basil's secret underground. Our stream is dark and underground. Basil's secret underground. Our stream is dark and underground. Basil's secret underground. Our stream is dark and underground. Basil's secret underground. Our stream is dark and underground. Basil's secret underground. Our stream is dark and underground. Basil's secret underground. Our stream is dark and underground. Basil's secret underground. Our stream is dark and underground. Basil's secret underground. Our stream is dark underground. Secret underground. Our stream is dark underground. Basil's secret underground. Our stream is dark underground.
Excuse me. Hello, yes, this is Basil. Basil's Secret Underground Dark. What's it? With me, Basil Butler, back again. Sorry, I missed a couple of shows last week. I got the COVID again. Caught the fucking COVID again, and so I felt a bit shit. Anyway, starting to feel better now, so I thought I'd come back again, back onto the older Twitch bollocks. Hello, Mission Control. Mission Control's there. Hello, Mission Control. Hello, Dan Brad. Hi, peeps and aliens, and Dr. Greggles. Hello, Dr. Greggles. And Gun Yoki. Good evening. Welcome to Basil's Secret Underground Dark Stream. It's Sunday night, and it's 8:42. It's Sunday, the 4th of June. The weather's been quite good in Great Britain. I don't know about all of it, but quite a lot of it. I've looked out the window. I mean, if you don't know, I'm in a spaceship. I'm in a spaceship right now, and just round that way, down there. That's the Earth. The moon's over there. The moon's slightly over there. 750 meters above the moon. I am. You COVID free now, Basil? Yes, but I believe so, Dan. Feeling better. I'm sure I'm not contagious anymore. No, mission control. And because you're down there on Earth, I'm riddled. Apparently, I'm riddled, and Earth is down that way somewhere behind me. That's where most of you are. Not all of you. I think there's some people watching who aren't from Earth, but most people watching are from Earth. But out of the entire population of Earth, not many are watching, really. I suppose if you was to work out a percentage, it'd be quite low. Mission Control's put riddled with. Tell me about. Are you riddled with COVID? Call him. 020 3287 1213. Are you squeaky clean of all bugs? Have you got some other illness you want to talk about? Have you broken a toe? Have you got gout? Have you got sexually transmitted diseases? Anything you like to talk about? Call in 020 3287 1213. Tell me about your embarrassing habits. Tell me about the smelliest part of your body. Is there a part of your body that always smells, no matter how much you scrub it? Let me know. Let me know immediately. What about, do you ever get anything particularly itchy for no apparent reason? Or is there a reason for it? Tell me the reason. Tell me the reason you're so itchy. I am free of all diseases. Dr. Greggles is free of all diseases. Round of applause for Dr. Greggles. Oh, then he says probably free of all degree of diseases. Glad to hear it, and let's try and keep it that way. Anything else you want to call in about? Call in. It is a call-in show. Call in about anything you like. I've asked you about the itches, the scratching, the diseases, the dirty habits. Have you got a dirty habit? Have you got a weird fetish? Have you got a weird compulsion? Tell me about your ugliest neighbour. Describe your ugliest neighbour in your street. Tell us what he or she gets up to on a Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, just sometimes one day in the middle of the week. Anyway, what does your ugliest neighbour do during the middle of the week? Call in 020 3287 1213. Some great topics. I think we could have some lovely conversations about any of those. Anyway, let's while I'm waiting for your calls on all those topics that I've forgotten most of them already. Hopefully you've been writing them all down. Hopefully you're all sitting at home, all four of you, all got a pen and pad, and you're all writing down all the topics, and then having a good old think about which ones you're going to call in about, and hopefully speak to you very soon.
find yourself at a loose end. If you're on your own or you're bored with your best friend, maybe looking for fun but your partner's hit the sack. Well, I know a game that might just get you back on track. The rules are easy, you just sit back and relax. Just find some tissues and get ready for the climax. The wheel is turning, where's it gonna stop? I hope it's Tesco, cause that's my favorite shop. You've got no control, could be frantic, could be slow. There's no way you can lose, it's a wheel of self-abuse. Watch you go round now, better put your pants down now. You better pull your pants down, cause we're gone. If you've nothing better, play the worst game ever. Play the wheel of wang, go ahead and watch you go round now, better pull your pants down now. You better pull your pants down, cause we're gone. If you've nothing better, play the worst game ever. Play the wheel of wang, go ahead and down, cause we're gone. If you've nothing better, play the worst game ever. Play the wheel of wang, go ahead and watch you go round now, better pull your pants down now. You better pull your pants down, cause we're gone. If you've nothing better, play the worst game ever. Play the wheel of wang, go ahead and
Yes, time to spin the wheel of wank. There it goes. There goes the old banana. And here's the wheel. Here's the wheel. What you've been waiting for. Sorry it's been so long. You've probably been desperate for the wheel of wank in the last week. But it's back now, and fingers crossed. If that's the way you prefer it. Let's have a look at the chat. What have I missed? Mission Control's been Dr. Greggles is free of all diseases probably. He says Kathy from number 75, face like a bulldog, licking piss off a nettle. That's Dr. Greggles is one of Dr. Greggles' neighbours. Kathy from 75. Mission Control's reminding us of the topics. What is the smelliest part of your body? Are you very itchy for an apparent or no apparent reason? Have you got an STD? Describe your ugliest neighbour and what they do on one of the midweek days. Yes, well, Dr. Greggles is. But do call in. Call in. You can type your message in the old chatting quadrant. Of course you can. But it's lovely to speak to you if you want to call in. 020 3287 1213. That is the number.
Call in on 02032871213 or Skype Basil Butler. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the number. Smallest part of my body is my nose, says Dan. Dan famously, tiny nose. How does he smell? Like shit. I don't know how he smells. Dr. Greggles is going to check the algorithm. Dr. Greggles is being very good at predicting the outcome of the wheel of wank spins lately. Don't know how, maybe did you try on the Derby? Did you get the winner of the Derby doing that the other day? What does your anus smell like? That is not one of my topics. I'm pretty certain that is not one. No one needs to answer that one because it isn't one of my topics. Unless you really want to, and then feel free. I can't stop you. Well, I could stop you, but I'm not going to. Be weird. Why would I stop you? I want to tell you. I want to tell you. I want to tell you what my anus smells like. No, don't. Dan says, to be fair, Dr. Greggs did call the last one spot on. It was freaky. Yes, he's got a knack. He's got a knack, and I'm sure he could get it repaired. Catalogue wank for me. Dan's gone for catalogue wank. Gunyoki, you crazy doctors and your analytical minds. What will you come up with next? Exactly. Dr. Griggles, the Wowgorithm says Tesco wank. So Dr. Griggles has gone for Tesco. Dan's gone for catalogue. Doesn't work on the Derby, just this. Oh, apparently it only works on. Well, I suppose it is a Wowgorithm, not a Derby-gorithm. So anyway, if you've not seen this before, everyone has. There's hardly anyone watching, so everyone's seen this before. We just give it a spin, or I give it a spin, and it's just some people are desperate for a wank, but they just can't get any inspiration. If you're suffering from wanker's block, you need a bit of help to get back on the old wanking horse. This hopefully do the trick. Let's give it a spin. There's lots of flashing lights. If you don't like flashing lights, I don't know what you can do. Don't look to start with, but if you wear dark glasses, does that help? I don't know. There must be some medical advice for people who don't like flashing lights. Give it a whiz, and wanks there is. Give it a whiz, and wanks there is, says Dr. Wells. Good advice. Here we go. What's it going to be? Don't ask me. Is it going to be a Tesco wank? Or is it going to be a catalogue wank? Is it going to be a cup of tea? My wife briefly tuned in. It says hands free. Dan's wife says hands free. Oh, catalogue. Could be catalogue. Oh, it's just gone past catalogue. Uh-oh. Hotel. Painful.
Pay for me.
It's a painful wank. No one got that one. No one got that one right. It was very close to being catalogue. Went past catalogue. What was the other suggestion? Catalogue and I forget what Dr. Griggles said now. Dr. Griggles went for Tesco, didn't he? I think it wasn't Tesco. Mission Control said Wazzo Wank had to use the phone app today. It needs work. Apparently it needs work. The phone app needs work. How will you have your painful wank? Yes, call in. Let me know how you would go about having a painful wank. What sort of wank would you consider a painful wank? If you was told to have a painful wank, what would you do? Use sandpaper. Put sandpaper in the palm of your hand. Depends if you're a man or a woman, I suppose. What you're doing with yourself. Ram a traffic cone up there. If you're either a woman or up your anus, for anyone that is, I suppose. What else could you do? Barbed wire, spike gloves covered in deep heat. Spike gloves covered in deep heat. That would be quite successful, I think, at causing a painful wank. Not sure about this one. Dan says not a sadist. Barbed wire, broken glass, boiling water. Dip it in absolutely boiling water, or freezing, or ice. No, is that ice? Alternate between fire and ice on your genitals. Let's see what that does to you. Mains dildo bath. A mains dildo in the bath. I don't know whether a mains dildo's recommended to be used in the bath. Never really looked at the instructions on a mains dildo. Sounds to me like it could be risky. A bit like a pop-up toaster. Although you could wanking with a pop-up toaster. That would probably be However you did it, I'm sure, male or female, I'm sure that would be a painful wank. Pop up toaster wank. Even if you're not in the bath. Anyway, what was it? It was painful wank, and nobody guessed it right. The nearest guess to being correct was Mission Control, wasn't it? Wazzo. And it was nearly a wazzo. It wasn't a wazzo wank, thank fuck, but it was nearly. It was nearly a wazzo. Oh, for fuck's sake! Now look what's happened. Fuck off! Fuck off!
Wazzo is our leader, the king of all the streamers. He will never fail us. Captain Wazzo is our number one. We'll support him till we die. And to those who want to cross him, beware, for you must fear him. Spends most of his time in the gym. Captain Wazzo is our number one. We'll support him till we die. Captain Wazzo, we all love you, even the moon and the stars above you. We pledge our allegiance to you, fearless leader, till we die.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Bloody I get so bloody Captain fucking Wazzo. All those W's there from clogging up the system from Mission Control. Of course, Mission Control has been brainwashed. Has been brainwashed by that little monster. My screen freezed. Bloody disgraceful, really. Bloody disgraceful business. I've got back now. All those fucking W's probably blew up your own systems. That's what you get. That's what you get for following Captain Wazzo. Little shit. That's what becomes of people who follow Captain Wazzo. You're nothing but trouble. Nothing but trouble. No loyalty. I've got no loyalty on here. Hang on, let's get rid of that. Let's see what this is. Hello, anyone there? Hello, who's there, please? Hello, caller.
Hello.
Who's that, please? Who's calling?
It's me. I'm Lucy.
Lucy?
Yeah.
Hello, Lucy.
Hello.
Carry on.
What are your questions?
A question. I haven't really got any questions. Do you want to just? What did you call in for? Are you watching the show?
No.
No.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't think about these things.
Whereabouts are you, Lucy?
I'm in California.
California. Dr. Google says, is Lucy sexy or a child? Or a
No.
As long as you're not a sexy child.
No.
What? Who?
I'm a sushi model.
You're a sushi model. What does a sushi model do, Lucy?
Well, I model sushi.
How do you model sushi, and who pays you? Do you get paid to do it?
Yeah.
So what do you do with the sushi?
I don't do anything. I just lie there and they put the sushi on me.
You lie. Where do you lie? Anywhere in particular?
Usually on the table.
You lie on the table, and someone puts sushi on you.
Yeah.
And they pay you. They pay you for this, do they?
Yeah. I've also got a side hustle in IT.
What's your side hustle?
IT.
IT.
Information technology.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Do you get paid?
But mostly I'm a sushi model.
Mostly you're a sushi model. Do you get paid a flat rate, or are there scales? Says are there scales? Says Dr. Rivers.
I don't understand that.
Do you take your clothes off to have the sushi put on your body, or do you have clothes on?
I take most of my clothes off.
You take most of them off.
Depends on how much sushi there is.
What clothes?
And then they put little palm leaves all over my private particulars.
Oh, do they?
And then you put the sushi on the little palm leaves, and I lie there, real still, while they eat the dinner off me.
Is there a bit of a fishy smell when you're lying there?
No.
No. Good.
Once I put wasabi in my belly button.
Did you?
Well,
do you recommend?
the chef did.
The chef did. Do you recommend it as a job? Is it? Dr. Gregor says, originally from California, I detected a southern twang, possibly Tennessee. Have you ever been?
Oh no, yeah, I'm not from California. That's where I do most of my work.
Oh, because that's where they like it in California, do they? That's where they like the sushi models.
Absolutely.
Not so keen on it
There's not much call.
Not in Tennessee.
No.
Is that where you come from, Tennessee? Did Dr. Gregors get it right?
I come from New Orleans.
New Orleans. Ah, nice.
They're more about gumbo, and there ain't no way I'm going to model gumbo.
No. What about soup?
Well, same thing. It's not a very comfortable practice.
Egg and chips?
Potato chips.
Beans on toast? Have you ever modelled that?
Beans? What kind of beans?
Baked beans. Heinz baked beans on toast.
What kind of toast? Like toast points or like a fruit slice?
Just toast, like bread cut into slices and stuck in the toaster.
I need to talk to my agent.
Talk to your agent.
Get you a fee for that.
Ask him.
Do you have a date for your event?
No, I haven't got anything in the diary yet, but I'll think about it.
Well, you let me know now.
I'll be sure to let you know soon as I've got a date for my naked bodied display of beans on toast. Can I have a post?
You just find me on OnlyFans.
Can I have a couple of poached eggs in your armpits?
No.
No, fair enough. I didn't break any rules.
Why would you?
Exactly. Well, it's been lovely to hear from you. Was it Lucy? Lucy, wasn't it?
Lucy. Lucy Model Sushi.
Lucy Model Sushi. Is that your website?
I don't have a website, which is strange because I specialize in IT.
It certainly is strange, isn't it? Yeah. Well, you said it. Anyway, nice to hear from you, Lucy. Please call again.
Not a problem.
Next time you want to tell us.
Bye now. Y'all take care. Goodbye.
Bye, Lucy. There she goes. Lucy there. Thanks for calling in, Lucy. Lucy, a sushi model originally from I can't remember now. Down the south somewhere, New Orleans, I think, and now in California. Flogging fish off her stomach. Sushi, anyway. Sushi off her body. Lovely stuff. Anyway, I was just talking about that bloody Captain. If you don't know, Captain Wazza is my nemesis. He is he's a little bastard. He infiltrates my systems, and he's even taken over Mission Control. Mission Control is my main assistant, my friend and assistant. Mission Control, and of course I've got the robot as well. Robot's down there in his hammock. Look at that! I love Wazzo, says Mission Control. What? Bloody ridiculous, isn't it? Bloody ridiculous. No wonder I feel so lonely up here in space. Do you know, I float about up here, round and round the moon. Mission Control loves my nemesis, Captain Wazzo. I imagine I tell you what I feel like. I feel like I'm like Lady Di. I'm like Lady Di. Do you remember Lady Di? Diana. I'm like her. I feel like I'm her. And Mission Control is Prince Charles. Mission Control's Prince Charles, and Captain Wazzo is Camilla. Captain Wazzo is Camilla. And no wonder I'm feeling so lonely. Like poor Lady Di, I'm up here, and while Mission Control is running around madly in love with Camilla. There's three people in this spaceship. She'll never be queen. She'll never be queen. Quite right. Although no, not right at all. Quite wrong, as it turns out. Quite wrong in the end. Let's dearie me. Let's where are we? Let's pop in. I'm gonna pop in here, and I'm gonna when you feel sad and lonely, you need to go to the bar. You need to go to the bar when you're sad and lonely, and you need to pour yourself a stiff one, or a glass of red wine with a straw in it, whichever you can get your hands on. The loneliness of a betrayed spaceman, anyway, it's a sad night for me. So it certainly is. Lonely. So lonely. pardon me. That's better. That's better. Got it right out of my system now. Cheered right up now. Cheered right up. Or you can't beat a bit of blues for cheering yourself right up. And I think I managed that all right. The guy who presented Blockbusters played that sax solo, says Dan. Is that right? Poor Basil, cheer him up. Phone now on 020 3287 1213 or Skype Basil Butler, or use this Jazzy link for a free video. Yeah, you can go on. You can go on that link up the top above my hat. Go on there. It doesn't cost anything, and you can appear on the screen beside me, alongside me in my cockpit, and we can have a chat. Basil didn't present Blockbusters, did he? No, I didn't present Blockbusters. That was is it Bob Holness? I think there's someone. Not Bob Hoskins. It wasn't Bob Hoskins, was it? That's Bob Holness. He didn't, but he was the first James Bond. Who was the first James Bond? Bob Holness. He certainly played that sax solo. Bob Monkhouse. What did Bob Monkhouse? He was in films, wasn't he? Bob Monkhouse. It wasn't just a presenter of quiz shows. He was a comedian, and he was an actor once. I've seen films with Bob Monkhouse in. Amazing acting ability. I can't remember any films now, but I've definitely seen him in films. Yes, Holness played Bond in a radio play. Ah. Bob Holness was James Bond in a radio play. Basil played that sax solo. We all saw it. Oh, yeah, you saw me play that sax solo. You all saw it with your own eyes, heard it with your own ears, and I think let's put that to bed. Let's put that to bed. So no more worries about that. I know what I'm going to do. I think it's about time we had another go at. I had another go at trying to play. Did you do a Banner Street too? A Banner Street? What's Banner Street? I don't know what Banner Street is. I know Coronation Street. Oh, Baker Street. Oh, Baker Street. Baker Street. That one. No, I didn't play that one. That's no. I can't claim that. Although I probably could play it. I could probably learn it in about 10 minutes. I'm naturally gifted on the saxophone. Sounded like you. Yes. It's right up my street. Well, Baker Street actually. It's right up Baker Street.
Sheepdogs, 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 oh, sheepdog, oh, sheepdogs. Scott, 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 Scott.
Right, it's time for another quick round. I think I'm on round 3 again now. I'll keep trying different rounds. I'm going to crack one of these eventually. The sheepdogs game. Here we go. Right, it's round 2 this time. Come on, there he goes. I'm controlling the sheepdog with my buttons and my little knobs and buttons. I think it's round the wrong way again. Yes. Oops. Press B. I press B a lot. I think that does the trick. Here he comes. Round the back of the bloke. Yes, the intro's better than the game, Dr. Greggles. All goes downhill after the intro. 10 points. I don't know what that was for. Here they go. Come on, doggy. Find the shepherd's ring. Aha. Remember now, we found it before, didn't we? Let's find the shepherd's ring. Pressing AX like a bugger. AX, and then a bit of Y, X again. Let's say X, Y, B, A. Get all the sheep into. There's the ring. Here comes the ring. Here we go. In they go. Come on. Round there. Round the corner. In they go. Go on. Get them in. Get them all in the ring. In the ring. Fuck it. Ring entry fouled. Bugger. 19 now, whatever that means. Find the sheep pen. Right, let's find the sheep pen. See if we can do better than we did with the ring. I don't think I'm pressing X enough. I'm trying to find the sheep pen. I think this thing's working properly. More X's, yeah. Let's keep pressing the X. I think the X is the right one. Come on. Come on, doggy. There they go. I'm trying to find the fucking sheep pen. That's it. Down there they go. Round there. That's it. That's it. Back that way. I'm trying to find the sheep pen. What do you think I'm trying to do? A. Press some A. I'm not pressing enough A, I don't think. I'm looking for the sheep pen. Thank you, game. Here it is. There it is. Here we go. Here we go. Go on, boy. In. Get him in. Get all sheep into pen. Don't worry, I can do that. In the pen they go. Come on then. That's it. Inch them in. Inch them in. Come on, boy. Inch the sheep in. I'm hurrying up. Come on. I can't press the button any quicker. I can't press it any faster. Come on, in you go. In you go. Don't be frightened. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah. Bollocks. Right. I'll crack that eventually. Yes, one day, Basil. One day I will crack that. I just need to keep practicing. Maybe I should. Maybe when I'm not doing, maybe when I'm just on my own, I should have a practice go and see whether I can crack it. Come off again. Fucking hat's getting worse at staying on. Right, here we are in the park. Just waiting for the park keeper. Where is he? He's probably in his shed having his morning cup of tea and his roll up. Here he comes. Here he is. If you've not seen him before, he loves a bit of extreme park keeping. We usually do a little poll because what he likes to do when he sees someone, he likes to decide whether to give them flowers or death. Death or flowers. Extreme park keeping. This woman, he's never done. He just ignores her. Don't know why. Certain people he's just not interested in whatsoever. Let's see who turns up today in the park. Who's this? Who's this turned up? It's the captain. It's a captain. It's a captain. He's got his captain. He's got his hat on. Right, should we have a poll? Let's have a poll and we can decide on Captain Cunt. Captain Cunt, apparently. There's a poll now. You can poll. Thank you, Mission Control. Mission Control's had a break from blowing kisses to Captain Wazzo and is doing a poll. Thank you very much, Mission Control. Let's vote now. Vote now. Death or flowers for Captain Cunt. It's a close one. It's a close one so far. 59 flowers, 41 death. Looks like he could be getting flowers. It's like Brexit at the moment. 54%, 47 flowers, 52 death. Death has taken a sudden lead, and Death has won. Death right out of the blue. Death came along, and damn it, Mr. Control. Death popped up. Got to think about captains. Well, too late now. Too late now. He's going to get death. 55% of the vote was for death. 23 votes for death and 19 for flowers. Get your gun out, mate. Get your gun out. There's his gun. Doesn't mess about. He's got some proper armoury. Right, let him have it. There we go. Splat. It's a bloodbath, and he won't be sailing anymore. Let's clear up the blood. He's a very tidy psychopath, this park keeper. Always tidies up after himself. He's quite a good park keeper if it wasn't for all the murder. Put your gun away. Right. Anybody else brave enough to face the park keeper? Let's have a look. Anybody else? Anybody else? Who the fuck's this? And why is he standing at such a weird angle? It's a diver standing at a weird angle. What should happen to the weird angled diver? Is he going to get flowers? Is it flowers or death? Flowers or death for the diver? Odd angled diver. There's a poll. Thank you, Mission Control. There's a poll now. Frogman fuckwit, says Dr. Greggles. There's a poll now. If you want to vote, vote now. Flowers or death for Frogman fuckwit, or the odd angled diver. Sounds like a rare bird. Sounds like a rare bird, didn't he? I just spotted the odd angled diver. It's one of those stories you get on the end of the news. You get a load of bad news, and right at the end they'll say, today in Norfolk, first time in 120 years, the odd angle diver was spotted. The park keeper shot him with a machine gun. It's 50-50. It's 50-50. So what happens? What happens when it's 50-50? He gets both. He gets both. Looking for sushi models. He gets death and flowers, which is quite appropriate in a way. Get your little gun. He's got his big gun out for this one. Here he goes. Come on then, blast him. There we go. He's a goner. Clear up the mess. Pop your gun away in your gun shed. There we go. Anybody else? I do a penalty shoot. Put magic whisper vote. Then there's a tie. I do a penalty shootout. Dr. Greg was a penalty shootout. Well, he didn't get any flowers in the end. He just got machine gunned. Anybody else? Anybody else? Let's have one final. Let's see if one final person comes along. Anybody else who wants to face the... Oh. Who's this? Who's this turned up? Whoever it is, I think they're already dead. What do we do with the coffin? Is it death? Is it death or flowers for the coffin? Let's have a poll. Let's have a poll on the coffin. Should it be death or flowers for the coffin? Here we go. Resurrections. Let's see. Vote now. Vote now. The poll is opened. The poll is open. Go in the poll and have a poll. Have a vote. Otherwise, you'll regret it forever if you don't. Flowers is leading. Flowers. 88% saying flowers. 12% saying death. It's still flowers is leading the vote. I think it's going to be flowers for the coffin. We don't know who's inside it, so I mean there might be just could be a right bastard just hiding in there for all we know. Anyway, the vote is over. The poll is over, and 88% voted for flowers. Flowers is the result. Flowers you voted for, and flowers is going to get. There we are. Chuck your flowers over there. Plop. Somehow appropriate, really, isn't it? Bunch of flowers on the coffin, and right. Let's drag the coffin away. Let's drag it away. That's it. Dragging it away. Off it goes. Yeah, that's gone. Here goes the dog. Right, take the flowers away as well. Right, that's him. That's him finished for the day. He's had a hard day. He's going back to his shed. He's going to have a cup of tea, a Dairy Lee cheese sandwich, white bread, and a cup of tea, Chatley tea bag, splash of semi-skim milk, and read his book. Read his favourite book. He's read it over and over again, but he's obsessed with it. Mein Kampf. Bloody loves it. And that was the park keeper. Extreme park keeper. Lovely stuff. Extreme. There he is. Extreme park keeping. Hello, Eyes on Legs. Good evening, Eyes on Legs. Let's see who this is on the phone. Hello, caller.
Hello, Basil.
Hello, who's calling, please?
It's Susie.
I thought it was.
Do you not recognise me? Has it been too long?
I think it's been too long. Yeah, it has been too long.
Why has it been so long? Where have you been?
I've been unwell. I've had the COVID.
What's COVID?
It's that illness that's been going around the last couple of years. You must have heard about it on the news, surely.
No.
Do you watch the news?
No, I'm not allowed.
Do you know? Have you noticed people wearing face masks and that, and being careful about going out and that sort of thing? A couple of years back.
No.
Didn't the hairdressers you work in have to close down for a little while during the COVID?
Oh, you mean lockdown?
Lockdown, that was it. Lockdown, yes.
Yeah, I know what lockdown is. I'm not stupid.
No, of course not. Anyway, I got that. I've caught lockdown.
You got lockdown? Oh, no. That's horrible. Did you have to close your hairdressers?
No, I haven't got a hairdressers.
Oh, well, that's lucky then.
Yeah, I didn't affect me too much. I'm in space. Hang on. But I just didn't feel well.
You in Stillwell?
I didn't feel well. Hang on, I got tangled up.
Oh, I thought you said you was in Stillwell, and I thought Stillwell's not in space.
Where is it? I don't know where it is.
I don't know, but I don't think it's in space.
A stairwell.
Space has got all them mad words in it, like moon and
Venus.
Jupiter,
Yeah.
and Venus,
Uranus.
Mars. It's in Mars. It's the same as the street.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that one's the only one what is normal, but the rest of them, they're like moon is the same as blue.
Well, yeah. Well, that's why I was not doing this recently, because I had COVID and I didn't feel very well. I had a very sore throat and that sort of thing, and I just didn't feel up to it. So I went to bed.
What did you do? You went to bed?
Some of the time, yeah. Some of the time, I had lots of cups of tea and went to bed and that sort of thing. Yeah, kept blowing my nose a lot.
Did that get rid of it?
Yeah, it's gone. It's more or less gone now.
But that's all it takes to get rid of it. Why do we do all that stuff?
Well, I think some people get it worse than others, and also I had an injection that's meant to stop me getting too ill.
All right, so it wasn't just going to bed and cups of tea. You have to have injections and that.
Well, I did have one there back in last year sometime, yeah. Inoculation.
You what?
Inoculation.
No.
Yeah, inoculation. That's what they call it. Inoculation.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's silly. You're making that up.
No, it's like
That's not a word.
It's a needle.
That isn't a word.
It's an injection.
No, it's not illegal. It's not. You made it up. Say it again.
Inoculation.
Inoculation.
Yeah, it's an injection.
No, that's what they use to put you to sleep when you've got you've got to have an operation where you've got to be asleep.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, it can do that as well. Yeah.
So that's what they do. You put you to sleep.
No, it's different. It's not every inoculation does the same thing. There's a variety of things that the inoculations can do.
Indoctrination.
Inoculation. Injections into your. You know, when you get an injection in your arm or your bum from a doctor.
Do you think? No. Do you think that they made inoculation rhyme with indoctrination so that really mad people could write poems?
Yeah, I think that's the only reason they did it, really. Yeah, for the mad people's writing poems. Have you ever written a...
Probably, because they're really mad, aren't they, some of these people? They say, don't have your jag.
Oh, these
they'll put a satellite up your bum or something.
Anti-vaxxers, they call them, don't they? Or something like that.
No.
No.
Doreen. Auntie Doreen.
You're anti-vaxxer. Is that someone that doesn't want to do any hoovering?
Yeah.
Thought so.
No, they don't want to pay. They don't want to pay the inland revenue.
No. Anyway, so that's why Susie. I didn't feel well, so I
Have you ever seen a bit of string that's only got one end?
A bit of string's only got one end. That's you mean like that's a circle of string, probably, isn't it? It'd have no ends, though, would it?
No.
I suppose. No, I've never seen a bit of string. What about a bell ringer? Do you know them ropes that you pull on to when you're a bell ringer in the church?
Yeah, not mad. Of course I do.
Well, you can't see I don't know what's on the other
I
end.
love campanology.
There's a bell on one end, I suppose, but that's like a one-ended bit of rope.
No, it's two ends. No, it's two ends because there's one bit tied to something.
Oh, well, you know.
But this bit of string here, it goes forever. There's nothing else in the universe. Just this one-ended bit of string.
Where have you found this bit of string with only one end?
I'm sitting on it.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Where did you find it?
I'm sitting on it.
Well, all the time.
I just found it. The loop for the end, you think there's no end. Never, ever, no end. So, it's not weird.
It is.
I've dropped it.
It is weird.
Oh. What is the biggest thing you've seen fall over in the last 2 weeks?
Biggest thing I've seen fall over.
In real life or on, like, a screen?
Buildings, I suppose. On films, you see buildings falling over in these action films. Explosions and buildings falling over.
In the last 2 weeks, I need more specifics. I've given you quite a tight time frame, one which is reasonable for within you to find like a genuine definition. You're just like, I don't know about the buildings and that. No, tell me one building sort of fell over in the last 2 weeks.
I can't remember.
You just shot your bolt, didn't you?
Yeah, I shot my bolt.
You just shot your shit away. I'm just going to say something.
Yeah, I definitely have seen things falling over. I just can't remember what film it was or when exactly.
Well, think of all the things. Right, let's narrow down the time frame to last week, right?
All right.
So what day is it?
Sunday today.
Right, since last Sunday, all the things you've seen fall over, what are they?
I don't know. I haven't made a note of them, and I've got a very bad memory, so I don't remember.
Oh, you can think of it, right? In mine, right? I saw a cup of tea. I saw.
What, fall over?
Yeah. I saw a man. I saw lots of different people on the internet falling over. I know one of these things. It's all files, isn't it?
Dr. Gregor says he fell over about 10 days ago.
Oh, well, I've already narrowed the time frame.
Yeah.
And did you see yourself fall over? Did someone film it, or was there a mirror?
Low-key human says fall over, or just gravity falling, or relationship fall over. Oh, it's getting quite deep there now.
What's a relationship fall over?
A relationship fall over.
They fall apart, though. They don't fall over.
Yeah, you're right. It's more falling apart, but I suppose they could fall over. I don't know.
I find that in a relationship, if you fall over, it's usually in the bed.
You fall over in the bed.
Yeah.
Hello, Josie Ray. Josie Ray said hello. Hello, Josie Ray.
Oh, hello, Josie Ray. I've not seen Josie Ray in ages.
No, there she is. She said hello.
Good to know that Josie Ray can play the harp.
Pardon?
Josie Ray can play the harp.
Can she? The harp?
Yeah, really well.
How do you know that?
She like played in concerts and that. I saw it. She told me.
She plays the harp in concerts.
Yeah, like Norbert Hall and stuff.
Oh, that's quite a skill.
She's really good.
Yeah,
She's really good. She's like one of them.
Harpists.
You know.
A harpist.
Harpists. Yeah.
I didn't know
She's
that.
really good.
Well,
It's really, really good.
I've learnt
What
something.
for doing?
I've learnt
Not
something.
a harp. What's the one with all the pipes?
An organ?
That's the one, not a harp. A harp's the one with the strings, isn't it? That you get inside the piano.
She says, I don't tell anyone, Basil. I try to stay humble.
Oh shit! Yeah, she said not to tell no one.
No, you've got.
Right, don't let her know. I said, don't let her know.
No, there's not many people watching, hopefully. So I don't think many people are watching. So not many people would have heard that.
That's all right, yeah.
Yeah. I think you'll be all right.
I feel a bit awkward now.
Yeah, it is a bit awkward. I feel a bit awkward as well now.
Shall I go?
It's up to you. It's always lovely to speak to you. And
Well, yeah, but should I go?
maybe be best after spilling the beans.
How do I? I think before I go,
Yeah.
I should distract from that so that that's not the last thing on people's minds, so it doesn't stick in there. So I should do something that like completely overshadows my faux pas.
Yeah, do something to completely overshadow your faux pas. That's a good plan.
I can't think of nothing.
Sure you can. Sing a song.
Yeah, all right.
Go on then.
Carry my poker face. See the word that body. Carry my.
Whoops! Accidentally pressed that button that cuts people off. Thank you, Susie. Sorry for accidentally cutting you off in mid song, but bloody loved it. Eddie Pierce is going to tell everyone. Low Key Humour says, biggest thing I saw falling last week while I was on the toilet, but I didn't see it fall. Now it'd be a bit weird looking. How do you look at if you're doing this shit and you want to have a look at your shit, you got to sort of look between your legs, haven't you? Or just wait until you finish. It's easier, and then just have a look, see what you've done. Did you hear it? Would love to accompany Susie singing on my harp organ. Did you smell it? Submission control. Yes, Josie Ray, that would be lovely. Josie Ray on the harp / organ, and Susie singing. What a duet that would be! Be a joy to the ears. What have I missed in the chat? I said hello to Eyes on Legs is there. I said hello to Eyes on Legs. Dan says, by the way, Basil, I am eagerly awaiting the Eyes on Legs and Basil meet-up footage. Well, it wasn't actually meet-up footage as such, Dan. I mean, Eyes on Legs did come up to Edinburgh, and I went back down to earth, landed in Edinburgh, and there's a bit of filming, doing a bit of film. I don't think I can talk about it. I'm not sure whether. I don't think it's an absolute secret. But Eyes on Legs is doing some filming, and I appeared in a bit of the filming. You hear faux pas a lot. Secret, says Josie Ray. I'm not sure it's a secret, but it's Eyes on Legs is a thing, not mine. So I don't want to talk about it. It's up to Eyes on Legs whether he wants to talk about it. But I have got a bit of news. I've got more or less sorted out a live show for the Edinburgh Fringe. So you'll be able to, if anyone wants to. I don't suppose many people will want to travel up that far. But if you want to travel up to Edinburgh for the Fringe in August, or you're going to be up there anyway. Only Badge channel. Hello, Pablo23. I'm not sure if I said hello to you already. I'll be performing live on the stage in Edinburgh. Dr. Greggles is going to be there. Well, there's one person going to be in the audience, Dr. Greggles. It's going to be almost certainly going to be on the 14th of August, which is a Monday. Monday the 14th. And Let's see who's on the phone. Hello, caller.
Hello, Basil.
Who's there, please?
Hi, Basil. It's me.
Hello, you. Is that Watco?
It is. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Nice to hear from you.
Yeah, good to hear your voice as well. It seems so long.
How you doing? What you been up to?
I've had a very busy day. I met Gareth Gates for the second time in my life again today.
Gareth Gates for the second time?
Yeah, I met him once before in the noughties, and now I'm meeting him in the 20s.
Has he changed much?
He's a bit more buff than the last time I met him, I think.
He's put on a bit of weight. I don't remember what he looks like now. I've heard.
No. He goes to the gym. He goes to the gym a lot, obviously.
Oh, I've heard the name, but I can't.
Yeah.
I think I know him if I saw him, but I just can't remember what he looks like.
Do you want me to sing you a song? Do you want me to sing you a Gareth Gates song?
I might not know it, even if you do, but yeah, give it a go.
Going on up to the spirit in the sky.
Was that?
Doobie doobie when I die.
I thought that was Doctor and the Medics.
It was, and also Norman Greenbaum.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's the original one, wasn't it?
He did it originally.
Yeah.
But also Gareth Gates did it for comic relief a few years back with the Kumars.
Did he? I didn't hear that.
He did.
Don't remember that one.
Had a big number one. He finished with that actually tonight. He finished with that song.
Oh, he was performing, was he?
He was performing.
Oh, I thought he just bumped into him, but no, he was actually performing.
He was performing at an event that I was at.
Josie races.
And he was really. Go on.
So Josie races. I was meant to see him in a show in Bromley, but he broke his leg in the afternoon performance, so he wasn't there.
Ouch.
What was it, a pantomime?
Well, I think I can tell you now. I can. I can. Possibly, it could have been a pantomime. No, he's actually, to be fair, he's done a lot of stuff on the stage, and he's very good at what he does. And his leg's healed. I can reveal that. And he was on stage doing his thing today in Mansfield, of all places.
In Mansfield?
Yeah, for those people that don't know, Mansfield is in the centre of England, just north of Nottinghamshire. It is actually the centre of Sherwood Forest.
It's the centre of Sherwood Forest.
The dead centre. There was a tree that marked the centre of Sherwood Forest, but somebody cut it down, which was a bit of a silly mistake to make.
Accidentally. It wasn't just vandals.
Well, I don't know. I don't know why they did it. Anyway, they planted another one, but it's not as big as the original, obviously.
No.
Anyway, so that's where Mansfield is. So Gareth had flown in. I don't know where he'd flown in from, just so that he could perform
Luton.
in Mansfield. I phoned you up to tell you this because I thought you might be interested.
Yeah. I don't know. Didn't know much about Gareth. What's his name? So I'm finding out. I know a lot more about Gareth Gates now than I did 10 minutes ago.
So here's the thing for you. See, I'm going to run this past you. I didn't do this because I was one of the hosts of the event, right? And we had lots of meetings beforehand, like what we're going to do and what we're going to say and all that sort of stuff. And I had this idea that I could, my co-host would be on stage, and I would go off stage and I would collect a fence, a gate that looks a bit like a fence, like a picket gate, like a traditional gate.
Yep.
And then I was going to take it onto stage and speak to my other co-host and say to him, "Do you think Gareth Gates has signed my gate?" Now, the co-host, when we were having this meeting, said, and I think now I'm getting the idea that maybe he was right from your reaction, is that actually it was rubbish. He said. In fact, he said it in another way, but I know this is a PG-13, your show. So I'm not going to say it. He said that's a rubbish joke. Don't do it. So I didn't do it. I didn't get myself a gate, and I didn't go on stage, and I didn't get Gareth Gates to sign my gate. I thought it was beautifully surreal, but there you go.
It's fairly surreal. I mean, you could have been even more surreal and just sort of walked about in different ways, various gates.
Yeah, different. Yeah, this is me doing.
This is
different walk. Yeah,
different
you're
walks.
right. Yeah, you've even gone to the next level from me there. Mine was surreal. Yours is really surreal.
Well,
sort of the Ministry of Silly Gates.
You could have been doing silly gates while carrying a gate.
Could have done. I've gone over to him, sort of like crouching and then running and then hopping.
Yeah,
and then go, do you think Gareth Gates is on my gate? I still love it, and I'm sort of like kicking myself now. Now it's finished that I didn't do it.
yeah, you probably should have. You should have stuck with it. Really, if you got an idea, you should see it out.
These guys who I was working with, they know what they like, and they know what they don't like.
Oh well, so you have to go along with them.
So I was like, no, I can't. I understand. You've extinguished my fire. I tried to I had a 10-minute sort of existential conversation with what you think is good might not be what other people think is good.
Josie Ray says,
or for me.
Josie says, if he'd actually signed the gate, that could be on eBay now.
Exactly. Well, it would be on eBay, right? It would be right now.
You could have.
I would have to phone you 10 minutes later because I'd be putting it on.
You could have just bought your gate from your garden and then just said, "Can you paint my gate for me?"
Gareth, can you Gareth Gates painted my gate?
Yeah,
and that could have been the act.
Take it home, bolt it back on again.
The problem I've got is that I've got one of those, not a traditional old school gate that the gate I'm thinking of is the gate that you would find like on a little cottage.
Oh, I know.
In the in the woods or in a clearing next to the woods, like a little with the pointy bits on the top. That kind of gate. I'm not talking about the gate that just gets me to the back of my house. That's a big old. It's like a gate door.
On the country cottage, they have these little gates.
Yeah,
and
like little sort of as big as your waist,
usually,
as tall as your waist.
You have to sort of rattle them to get them to open and shut.
Exactly, and you like messing with the little lock.
Yeah,
thing.
I know the sort.
Like
yeah.
that. That's the one. So they're quite small. So I could have gone on to stage with one of those gates, not with like a gate that I've got next to my house. They're too big. They're like massive, aren't they? Those sorts of gates. I mean, talking about a twee, old school little cottage gate. Might have even painted it white, so it would have been easier for him to use his Sharpie on.
Yeah, perfect.
But no, it's poo-pooed.
Eyes on Legs says you should have...
Isn't that the problem? Everybody's too quick to poo-poo stuff these days.
You should have worn a cow costume, says Eyes on Legs.
I could have done. Could have worn a cow costume.
Dr. Gregor says
yeah.
a signed gate is a tremendous idea. Similarly, I'll be taking a green door with me when I go to see Shaky. Yeah, you could have started a new craze. We should not, when we want autographs, just take bits of fence and gates and anything.
You see, the thing
around
was,
the house.
right, people were unsure what he was going to be like because you just don't know, do you, with these celebrities, right? I turn up dressed as a cow. You might have said, "No, I'm not going to do the show now."
Yeah.
So that's what they were concerned about. I think they're upsetting him ahead of him doing his gig.
Did you have a chat with him? Much of a chat with him, or did he just get on with his singing?
Well, on stage, no, I didn't have a chat with him. I sort of high-fived him and did a fist pump with him on stage. But backstage, I was like, "I've met you before." "Oh, that's good. How you doing?" It's like pretending he knew me. It's just really nice. "Oh, yeah, I'm good, thanks. Oh, it's great to have you back in Mansfield." "Oh, well, it's good to be back in Mansfield."
Has he got?
Is it all right if I have a picture, please? "Yeah, go on, then. You can have a picture." That's kind of like the conversation. So not like a proper in-depth,
He's got quite a high voice.
About,
quite a high voice.
No, that was me.
That was just you.
Gareth, can I? Is it okay if I tell you how good you are and have a picture taken with you? "Yeah, that's fine."
Wasn't he on one of those like X Factor type shows? Is that where he came? One of those.
That's where he came from. He was on a show called Pop Idol.
Pop Idol. I knew it was something like that.
And he was famously came second. So everybody thought it was going to come first, but he lost out to a fellow called Will Young. Do you remember him?
Will Young. Oh, yeah, I know Will.
Ding, ding,
I remember
ding, ding,
Will
ding.
Young. Yeah, I remember Will Young. Have you met him?
Well, basically. That was my phone, by the way. I don't know whether you heard that. Did it go ding, ding, ding?
I didn't hear that. Have you met Will Young?
No, I heard it. No, I've never met him. See, because he won, you see. He's too famous for me to meet.
He's a winner. You prefer to meet the losers.
I am. Well, for there to be winners, Basil.
There has to be losers.
Exactly. And those are the kind of guys that I like to hang around with. Do you want to know why? Because it takes one to know one.
Could you sign my seagull, Steve? Says Eyes on Legs.
Eyes on Legs is who's?
Mission Control says.
Is it me that's?
Mission Control says, could you sign my crow, Cheryl?
I see what you're doing.
Yeah, we've got some birds, but some birds have appeared now. The crow and the seagull.
Steve Seagal.
Yeah,
I get
that's
it.
him, yeah.
I'm there now. Exactly. It could have been next year when Steven Seagal comes to switch on Mansell's Christmas lights. I could do that very joke.
Yeah. Dan Brad says a style like Harry Styles, like a style you get in the in the
that's
countryside.
great.
Sign one of those.
Well, there was a Harry Styles tribute on as well today.
Who was there?
He didn't look anything like Harry Styles, but he sounded a little bit like him, and he was good. I'm a big Harry Styles fan, and yes, I did put that to the team, and they said no.
So,
although getting a style is a lot harder than getting like a traditional gate in this day and age.
it sounds like
Unless I went into the wilds and stole a style.
sounds like an exciting day in the centre of Sherwood Forest today.
It was exciting. People were a little bit annoyed about the sound. There's a few people writing on social media about at the back of the marketplace. It didn't sound as good as at the front of the marketplace. But what I would say to them is, well, why don't you get a bit closer to where the action is then?
Oh, I thought you were going to say that their complaint was that they could hear it.
Their complaint was they could hear it.
Anyway,
They were like, I can hear it in the marketplace, and it's annoying me. No, I think the people that went there wanted to hear it.
yeah, I imagine so. It sounds like a lot of fun. Did you have anything else? Was it any other acts? Was there a fire eater or an escapologist?
Oh, I wish there was. There was a lot of tribute acts. It was a 5-hour event. It was a
marathon.
A marathon of tribute acts, which culminated in Gareth Gates, the real Gareth Gates, being on stage. It was lovely actually. The sun shone. I'm sure people are listening to this and thinking, why is Watco phoning up to tell this story? Well, yeah, I'm still coming down off cloud 9.
Yeah, well, you've been on the stage and you've been
I'm pumped up.
meeting the stars. Yeah, adrenaline's pumping.
Exactly, and I want to share my story, or I'll be just sat here in my lonely room,
You'll never get to sleep tonight if you don't let some
exactly.
let some
I need to
steam
get
out.
it off my
Yeah.
chest. I need to get it off my chest and get the steam out, as you say. I have trouble with steam and it getting out of my body.
Yeah, you got to let the
from-
steam out, otherwise you can't get to sleep.
Yeah, I've got to let it out. Exactly, you're absolutely right. So that's what I thought. That's why I thought I'd phone you to tell you about it.
Well, thanks very much. I've enjoyed hearing about it. I wish more people would phone up and tell me what's happening in their towns.
Yeah, there must be all kinds of fun things happening on June. What was it? June the 4th today.
Yep, June the 4th. Yeah, this time of year, a lot of villages, especially villages as well, have all sorts of fates and weird things going on, don't they? Maypoles, yeah, mostly in May, I suppose. But yeah, you get all sorts. Yeah. You get all sorts of traditions.
June poles.
You get fates. You get fates where you throw things at the vicar.
Sacrifice
someone.
Village members.
Yep, sacrifice a member. Does he?
Yeah, and what else? They're singing "Hey Nonny No." Hey, what do you call them when they go around smacking people on the head with a bladder and laughing? Not the village people. What they're called?
I'm not sure. Oh, you mean I know. Morris dancing.
That's it. Morris dancers.
The old Morris dancers. Yep.
Hey Nonny Ho, slap you on the thigh with a chicken breast.
Yeah, all sorts goes on around, especially some of these little countryside villages in England.
Cheese rolling
in the Cotswolds. Yep, that's good fun. That is though. That's exciting. That is.
Shrove Tide football. That's not this time of year, but it's all happening. All these strange little traditions.
Or just a punch up in an underpass.
That's the reason why they're getting rid of most of those underpasses, isn't it?
Yeah, it's too much piss and violence.
Exactly. There was an underpass in Mansfield, and they concreted it in due to the numerous times that people took their life into their own hands, deciding not to cross over using the Green Man and go underneath. Which is what is that called? There's another word for it, which could not an alleyway, like a jitty. No, not a jitty. I can't remember now. Underpass. That's the word you were using, isn't it? Anyways, today in Mansfield, a fun time was had by all. before.
Well, it sounds like it. Well, thanks for telling us all about it, and I hope that you have many more events like that with other celebrities.
Yeah, I hope so too. We did Battle of the Decades.
What's that?
Well, it's like the decades, yeah.
Yep, like the 80s, 90s, that sort of thing.
Naughty.
How do
that
they
sort of thing.
battle?
And then, well, there's the music of those decades, you see, and we had a battle.
Could you sign my?
They used to call it Decade Wars on an old show that I used to do many moons ago.
Could you sign my balls, Ed? This is Eyes on Legs.
When the next time I bump into Ed Balls, I'm going to get into sign my scrotum.
Yeah, please do.
And on that note,
well, thank you very much, Watco.
I'm sorry that I think I've ruined your show, haven't I? So apologies.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Go and have a lovely cup of tea and relax after all that excitement.
I'm having some wine right now, and then I'm going to go to bed after one more glass, and I'm going to have a little sleep
and
dream
about
go to work tomorrow.
Dream about Gareth Gates and.
I'll go to sleep with my hands full of pancakes and dream about Gareth Gates being annoyed that he had full fat Coke in his rider rather than Diet Coke.
Tell him about the present, Basil. What present? I don't know what Mission Control's on about.
The present, the past, and the future.
Does he want this present? I don't know what present Mission Control's on about, so I can't ask you. I have a present. Okay. I have a present for Watco.
Wow.
Mission Control's got a present.
Well, that's very kind. Thank you to Mission Control for that. Maybe Mission Control will reveal what it is at some point in the future.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, I'm going to send you a gate.
Yeah, send me a gate. Put a gate in the post. I'm going
to send you a gate, and if you sign it, then you never know.
Yeah, it'll be worth exactly the same as before I signed it.
Yeah, but I can frame that and put it on my wall. Come on, time.
You can do, or you can use it to start a nice fire. His present is the extreme park keeper again.
Oh, have I been killed on the show?
Not today. You have been killed quite a few times, but not today.
Yeah. I saw a coffin earlier on. The person was already dead before you killed them.
Yeah, it was just. We didn't look inside, but we gave it flowers anyway.
You just cut it up. Oh, you gave it flowers.
Yeah, it seemed appropriate.
You didn't kill it again. No, fair dues. Anyway, it's lovely to speak to you, mate. You take care, and I'm now going to get. I'm trying to think of another signing thing. I'm going to get Bruce Forsyth to sign my Forsythia,
the plant.
Forsythia tree.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, there is
Right, see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you later. There he goes. Has he gone? He's gone. There he goes. Round of applause for Watco. Telling us all about where Mansfield is. We found out who Gareth Gates is. Like I found out. I heard the name, but I just couldn't. He wanted to sign a gate, didn't sign a gate. Just looking back at the Pop Idol and Will Young won to Josie Ray. Yep, Josie Ray got that right. Will Young was the winner. Who is the nicest famous person you've met? This is Dr. Greggles. I don't know. Depends how famous you're talking about. I've met quite a few well-known people that have been nice. June the 4th be with you, says Dr. Greggles. Could you sign my Trump Donald? Says Eyes on Legs. Wicker Man. Would you sign my Daddy Puff? I think. Would you sign my balls, Ed? Gets a round of applause. Forsyth saga. Would you sign my device for keeping my vintage Enid Blyton character upright, please? Mr. Lead Singer of Slade. Noddy Holder, round of applause. Round of applause for Dr. Earl says Billy Ocean was very nice. Yeah, I imagine Billy Ocean being nice. He just got that sort of face. He's just got a nice, friendly face, isn't he? You'd be surprised if he wasn't nice. Dan says Rhoda Dakar is lovely. I don't know who that is. I don't think. Would you sign my Sense of Awe, please, Stevie? Mr. Control, very good. Can't think of any famous people that I've met that have been terrible. I think most famous people I've met are comedians more than musicians. I haven't met that many musicians. I suppose I've met a few. Although, I mean, it depends how well you get to. I've briefly spoke to some people, but hardly enough to sort of say I don't really know them. Stanley who's that? Josie Ray. Stanley Tucci. Don't know that name either. Did Billy Ocean wave? Says Matt. Hello, Matt. Matt says, did Billy Ocean wave? I think I've told you this story before. I've met Paul Weller. I met Paul Weller when I was in my teens at a bar, and he gave me. I smoked like a chimney in those days. I was a terrible chain smoker in my teens, early 20s, and I'd run out of cigarettes, and for some reason I was being cheeky. Paul Weller came to the bar, stood beside me to get a drink, and I said, "You haven't got a cigarette on you, any?" Because he had a fag going. He was a bit of a smoker as well, and he got his packet out, and he said, "Oh, I said, "Oh, you've only got one left." He said, "No, it's all right, you have it." And he gave me his last cigarette. Paul Weller gave me his last cigarette when I was about 18. That's the end of that story. American actor and does stuff about Italian food. I probably know him, Josie Ray, if I saw him. There's a lot of people I know their faces, just don't know their names. You know, especially people off the telly. Would you sign this root vegetable, please, Jasper? But I've been luckily. So most people I've met are famous or fairly well known are comedians, and most of them have been nice. I think I find it harder to think of someone I've met famous who turned out to be a cunt or turned out to be really horrible. Most of them are all right, really. Unless I've just avoided the rotten people. I might have been just lucky. I might have just been lucky and avoided horrible people. Jerry Sadovitz was nice when I met him. Just Pablo. Yeah, I mean, his act can be quite shocking, or almost certainly going to be shocking. But he seems like I've only met him once, but only sort of half met him, not chat with. I saw him walking. Oh, he was walking down the street towards me once, and he looked frightening. I sort of got right out of the way. I thought, fuck it, he looks like an angry man who you wouldn't want to mess with. But I saw him again later, another time, after a gig, and he seemed really nice. The nice comedians are the ones who are out and about, says Dr. Gregors. Oh my God, Michael, you are my favourite weatherman from the 80s and 90s. What would you sign? Would you sign this haddock? Mission Control still doing the for Michael Fish. He taught me card tricks in his dressing room, says Pablo. Yeah, he's very good. He's very good. Very good. He's underestimated, probably magician. He's a very good magician. He's not just an offensive comedian. He's a very, very good magician. proper magic tricks, especially card tricks. Yeah, it's very very skillful magician. Mission Control's worked. Mission Control's worked with Jerry Sadovitz, so could tell you much more about him than me. I can't think of anything else. As I say, most hello, Teletres. Good evening. Most people I've met, famous people I've met, have been quite nice, or very nice. Dan says Bez, Cresser, and Wags, Bruce Foxton are ace fun people. I'm just showing off a bit. Yeah, I think that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the problem. That's the problem with talking about famous people that you've met, whether they're nice or not. It's just a way of showing off, really, isn't it? Because everyone's a bit excited about meeting famous people, even if you pretend not to be. Having studied close-up and stage magic for over a decade, I can say beyond a doubt that Mr. Sadovitz is the best magician ever, as well as my top 5 comedians. Comedian topper. Phil Jupiter's was very nice too. I didn't have the heart to tell him his show was shit. Funny enough, Dr. Greggles, I'm not a fan of Phil Jupiter. So I went to a gig last year. He was in the audience, and but that doesn't count as meeting him. I walked past him. But yeah, I'm not a fan of his work, to be honest. Of course, he lives up in Scotland now. Teletriz, I met Philip Schofield once. Yeah, it says Pablo says Hitler was a bit of a twat. We used to play a game when I worked in comedy. Who would be the lineup for the gig at your funeral? I want Sadovitz to headline my death show. Mission Control, I've met Phil Jupiters on numerous occasions. Mission Control's met loads of people. Anyway, I was saying before what Co called, if I remember rightly. I was saying that who said he was nice? Yeah, I said Dr. Gregor said he was very nice. I'm not a fan of Phil Jupiter's myself, but Dr. Eagle's best close-up magician I ever saw was Darren Brown, before he started being whatever he is now. Yeah, doing his weird tricks. I met Schofield too. Nigel Nexus met Philip Schofield. Dr. Gregor says to Mission Control, he was nice that day. Were you 10? This is Pablo, 2 eyes on legs. Anyway, I was saying next in 10 he was 10. Yes, he confirms 10. In August the 14th. August the 14th. I'm going to be almost certainly. I'll let you know more details. Soon as I get a link, I'll put a link up on here and on my everywhere really. I'll put a link on my Discord and on Twitter and wherever, so you can buy tickets if you want. It's going to be 14th of August. It's going to be 5:15. 5:15 afternoon. Is that afternoon or is that evening? It's late afternoon really. Which venue? It's going to be the Three Sisters. The Three Sisters. Maggie's front room. Maggie's front room. Three Sisters. 5:15 on the 14th, Monday the 14th of August. And it's a one-off. It'll be an hour-long show. I'm just doing the one night only. So you've got only one chance to come and see me live. Edinburgh, Talatries. I've blocked out 5:15 to 10 p.m. in my calendar. It'll be finished by 6:15, Dr. Greggles. Although I'm sure the bar will be open. Wazzo models himself on Derren Brown, although he is the Warhammer-sized version. Yeah, so soon as it's up on the website, I'll let you know. Too far from me. That's a shame. That's a shame, Talatries. Post-gig celebration cocktails. Yeah, there's a good possibility that Eyes on Legs might be there as well. Eyes on Legs maybe performing as well if he can make it on that day. Have to wait and see. There's a courtyard of booze. Yeah, just outside the venue. There's a courtyard. Loads of as Mission Controller says. It's a little courtyard, and it's packed full of bars and places to eat and drink. Courtyard of booze, vape, and STDs. Yeah, all crammed there in lovely fashion. So you get plenty of chance to get a drink before and after the gig. Maybe even during. I don't think there's any. I'm not sure what the rules are. Just off Cowgate, yes, Dr. Greggles. Union Bar, Maggie's Chamber, live room, Sir James 31. No, it's going to be it's Three Sisters, Maggie's front room. It's Maggie's front room, Three Sisters. Anyway, soon as it's up on the website, I'll put a link and you can go on there. It's Maggie's front room. Soon as it's on the website, I'll put a link up and you go on there and you get tickets. So you can get tickets in advance to make sure, because you don't want to travel all the way up to Edinburgh if you can't get in. Although it's about a 70-seater, so I think everyone will get in. Everyone will get in. It's going to be loads of spare seats, I think. Probably should have booked a 20-seater or 10-seater, not a 70-seater. But there'll be loads of room to move about, and I'll be there. Mission Control will be there. Eyes on Legs might be there. We don't know yet. Might even have other special guests. I don't know. We might get all sorts of people turning up. I won't let Dan in. It's going to be a pay what you can. It's a pay what you can. You can book tickets in advance, and you can pay what you like for them. You haven't got to. There's no fixed price, so you can just pay £1 if you want, or you can pay £10, £5, whatever you like, or nothing, Kate Copstick is banned apparently. She won't be there. Fancy a London gig too? No, I don't know. Talatries. Well, it's just Edinburgh's convenient for me, and obviously the fringe is on. So it just seemed be mad not to do it. Be mad not to do it, I thought. And but the main problem now is that I've got to do an hour. I've got 5 minutes. I've got about 5 minutes of material, and I've got to try and make it last an hour. There you are. So I'm gonna need to rapidly think of some more stuff. Pay what you can on the way out, but you can book in advance. I don't know how much. I'll find out. I think you can book in advance for little as you like. I think. Meat raffle will kill 5 minutes. Won't be. Won't be. It's a veggie show. But no meat raffle. Might have a corn on the cob raffle. I always assumed you were south of London, says Talatries. Well, yeah, well, that's where I come from. That is where I come from, Talatries. I come from South London, but I moved up to Edinburgh. But of course, most of the time now, I'm stuck in the spaceship. like I am now. I'm stuck in the spaceship. So when I do go back down to Earth, I go down to my base in Edinburgh. Yeah, so I don't know whether I'll be able to do anything in London in the near future. Corn on the cob. Anyway, let's have a game. Let's have a game of you know what? Basil Buckaroo, would you sign this World War II bomber, please, Bert? Bert Lancaster, Bert Spitfire. No, it wasn't a bomber, was it? Bert, Mission Control's doing very well with the with the signing things related to their names. There's a good game to be played. Well, Mission Control is playing it. Yeah. Right, just looking back at the chat. Charlie James 31 says, make them play that horse game. I've sold my flat. No idea where I'm going to move to. Maybe north. Maybe it's going to move to Scotland. James 31. You won't regret it. Maybe not the hottest of weather, but lovely place. Talatres, didn't know you were local to Edinburgh. Yes, Edinburgh at the moment. But let me know if you want to play Basil's Buckaroo. Put your name down or call up if you want to play Basil's Buckaroo. So far we've got Pablo, Gun Yoki, and Dan, and Dr. Greggles. Dr. Greggles, I believe, is the reigning champion. That's what it says up on the screen anyway. Would you sign this container for loose grain, please, Dennis? Dennis Hopper. Dr. Greg. Okay, Stuart Goldsmith until 4:30. Then Chris Cattrall at 10. Plenty Basil and booze time in between. Dan says, Basil, play the word game at your gig. Slow rounds can last 20 minutes. Roll guitar solos another 20. You'll piss it. Yeah, we'll find some way of not dragging it out. That doesn't sound like the most exciting of events. We'll drag it out for an hour, one way or another. Don't move to Cambridge, just Dr. Greggles. I mean, it's lovely. We just don't want you. Would you sign this baby sheep, please, Larry? Larry Hagman. No, Larry Lamb, I'm assuming. When did this happen? When did what happen, Dan? Would you please sign this place of worship, please? Charlotte Church. Will you sign this container of shit, please, Vladimir? Or this other place of worship, Shirley Temple. Vladimir Putin? Putin. Will you sign this container of shit? Putin. Right, so far we've got 4 players for being distracted by the other game that's going on, signing things. I'm going to try and think of one as well now. Let's think of some famous people. You can't think of two. Dr. Greg's winning Buckaroo. He only wins the lucky sticky knife thingy and once at Wang. Yeah, Dr. Greggles is the current champion of Basil's Buckaroo. And let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. Let's stop beating around the bush. Let's get on with it. We've got 4 players. Pablo 23, Gun Yoki, Dan Brad, and Dr. Greggles, the current reigning champion. Here we go then. Pablo to start. You choose first, Pablo. Guitar for Pablo. Where's the guitar gone? There it is. There's a pink one somewhere. Pink guitar. Oh, fuck me! Bloody hell, took me by surprise. Sorry about that. Sorry about Pablo. After all the build-up, he went. The first item sent him off. Bad luck. He's in one of those moods, I think, today. The old mule. Would you sign my penis, please, Phil? Suspension control. Would you sign this cruelly hunted and urban piece of outfit and my tits? Sorry, bad luck. Bad. Oh, we didn't hear the old. Dan laughed. Lucky didn't go first that time, Dan. Bad luck, Pablo. That was. I'll sing the blues then. Right, Gun Yoki, your turn. Gonna need to be very gentle with this mule. He's in no mood for fucking about today. Cursed blanket for Gun Yoki. Here we go. I'll be careful as I can. Oh, it's gone! It's gone! Fucking hell! Gone again! Bloody hell! Instant death today, isn't it? Bloody hell! Let's get the saddle back on. Right, he's had a bit of a holiday, the old mule, and now he's back with a vengeance. Right, Dan Brad, Dan Brad used to be a champion, the Buckaroo. Will you make a comeback today? Would you sign this device for smoothing clothing? The sea shackles, and this pile of silvery grey metal with the element number 26, please, Jeremy. Would you sign this plant that grows grapes, please, Jeremy? By default, this rate, Greg wins. Yeah, the way it's going, Greg is going to win again if it keeps going exactly as it's gone so far. Anyway, it's all down to you now, Dan. What are you going to choose, Dan? Is it going to be the frying pan? And frying pan placed really, really gently near side, please. Here we go. Let's chuck on the old frying pan and see what happens. Here we go. Gently does it. Oh, tension and excitement there. The frying pan is on. The mules are insane. He may now not back again for 10 minutes. It's now Dr. Greggles' turn. One of my frying pans. Dr. Greggles. Where's the other frying pan? I've lost the frying pan. Hang on, sit on the floor. Got a missing frying pan. Controversy, hang on. Lantern. Found it. Finally found the fucking frying pan. Here we go. I'm going to put it on the other side, try and balance the weight out. It's on. The frying pan is on. Would you sign my anus, Samantha? Samantha J. Samantha Janus. Would you sign all this paper currency and coins, please, Johnny? Hat on the head for Dan. Hat's on the head, and it's Dr. Coward's move. Dr. Greggles. Dr. Greggles' turn. This mule is frightening. Would you sign this, excuse me, this sheep drop into the ocean, please, Jimmy? Oh, this sheer drop, not sheep drop, sheer drop. Jimmy Cliff, Jimmy Cliff. Whose go is it? It's Dr. Greggles' turn. I worked with Johnny Cash once. Had to empty the coins from a condom machine. Round of applause for Dr. Greggles for Johnny Cash. Lovely stuff. Meaty fun sack, please. Dr. Greggles, fearless as ever, is going for the big heavy sack. Put it around here. The sack's gone on. The sack has gone on. The mule is crazy. Now he's refusing to buck at all. Would you sign this man who makes barrels, please, Tommy? Cockring for Dan. Cockring's gone on. I think the mule's gone one of his moods again where he refuses to buck. Who knows? Dr. Greggles again. It's a shootout between Dr. Greggles and Dan Brad. Deadly enemies at Basil's Buckaroo. Would you sign this small red fruit berry, please, Nana? Nana Cherry, will you sign my cock ring, please, Eddie? Hello, Geeky Girl. Will you sign my cock ring? Yeah, we're doing. We're playing Buckaroo and combining it with autographs. Guitar, please, for Dr. Reynolds. Guitar's on. The guitar's on, and now it is Dan Brad again. What would you like, Dan? Would you sign this sheet in my autograph book, please, Jimmy? Jimmy Page. Bollocks. I can't put any bollocks on the sack's already on, Dan. What's left, please? It's loads of blankets. There's loads of blankets. There's another guitar. There's some water bottles. There's some dynamite. There's this red box. There's some spades, lanterns, cantinas. It's a trap, Dan. The blankets are cursed. Yeah, Josie Ray's has put a curse on the blankets, but you might get away with it if you're lucky. Lantern for Dan. Lantern going on. Lantern is on. The lantern is on, and the pink lantern's on, and now it is Dr. Greggles again. Dr. Greggles. Josie's blanket of doom. Fearless player, Dr. Greggles, and the blanket's going on. Blanket's on. The blanket's on. I don't think it's going to buck. I think he's jammed his knees together, and he's not going to buck. But let's see. Dan's turn again. Would you sign this small flowerless green plant, please, Kate? Kate Bush. Or this, Kate. Kate, would you sign this green stuff that grows on the ground and in the shade? It's quite soft. Is there any more lanterns? Yeah, there's two blue lanterns. Kate Bush is to sign a large flowering green plant. Would you like one of the blue lanterns, Dan? Yes, one of those. Right, one going on. Put it around here. Running out of room. It's on. The saddle wobbled about, but it's fine. Can you sign the rim, please, Mr. U2 guitarist? Edge. Turned out to be quite a fruitful game. This the celebrity signings. Would you sign this fish, please, Richard? Shovel of failure, please. Thank you. Pop the shovel up there. No, go there. Shovel's on. The shovel's on. An hour's worth of material, just saying, says Pablo. Good point, Pablo. We could probably do an hour just on celebrity signing things. Dan, your turn, Dan. I'm running out of room on the mule now. The other water bottle. Yeah, there's 2 water bottles still. Let's put this one on. Would you sign my shaft? Put it there. Well, that's gone on. Feel free to use my Christmas countdown gags. Dr. Greggles. Oh yeah, they were a treat. Dr. Greggles' Christmas countdown gags. Right, whose go is it? I think it's Dr. Greggles again. The old mule's gone in one of his moods again, where he refuses to buck. After bucking so quickly early on, now he's completely refusing again. Feliz Navidad. Won't be long before it's next Christmas and we can do another night of Feliz Navidad. Another doom blanket, please, thank you. Have a blanket going on. Just about managed to fit that on there. Blanket is on. Dan's turn again. Looking what's left. An hour of Feliz Navidad will win Spirit of the Fringe. Yeah, I suppose that's possible. So he's thinking of any new material. Just do that for an hour. What's left other than the blanket, please? There's the crate. Another lantern. Oops. A rope. Cock ring. 2 dynamite. Another little shovel. And another guitar. Cock ring. I'll just pop that anywhere I can, really. Pop it on there. Cock ring is on. Now it is Dr. Greggles again on the never-ending shootout of Basil's Buckaroo. Might do a version of Basil's Buckaroo for the Edinburgh Fringe show. So you might be able to play live Buckaroo at the Edinburgh Fringe, possibly. Just waiting for Dr. Greggles. Get a real donkey. I'm not sure. It's upstairs. So I'm not sure we'll get it up the stairs, and it might not be very, very kind to the donkey. Dynamite for Dr. Greggles. Running out of places to put anything now. Where's it going to go? Wait, just pop it on the back there somewhere. Just pile it on the back. It's not going to. I think we might get a void game the way it's going. Dan, your turn, Dan. Get someone to dress as a donkey. Lantern for Dan. Right, lantern going on. You just lay it on the back there. Run out of hooks, so just have to pile them on now. Lantern's on. Dr. Greggles. Guitar. Gonna poke it on the back wherever I can fit it. Can't balance it on there. Hang on. Well, lanterns fell off. Might have to call this one a draw because it's not going to go. I desperately need a toilet as well, so we need to try and get this to some sort of conclusion. Need a bigger donkey, yeah, gonna need a bigger donkey. Right, Dan's turn. Anything other than a blanket. Let's get the other dynamite on there then. Dynamite is on, and now it is Dr. Greggles again. Almost everything's on there now. Right, who are we waiting for? Dr. Greggles. Is there a flat surface for the crate? No, I could just pile the crate on the back somewhere though. If you want the crate, I'll get it on there somehow. There it is. It's got nothing inside it, but it's quite heavy still. But I reckon I can balance it on there like that. Right, I'm gonna go for the crate. Hang on, let me go there. Oh fuck! It's gone. It's gone. Trying to balance it was too much, and. Oh, bad luck. Well done. Very brave, very brave move there from Dr. Greggles. But trying to get it balanced was too much, and off it went. Take everything off. Thank fuck for that. Basil's hat was going to be next. Bad luck, bad luck, Dr. Greggles. I know it was partly my fault trying to get the crate to stay on there. I might have wobbled it about a bit too much, but I was trying my best to get it on. But anyway, it is gone, and bet he wishes he had a hat left. And round of applause to Dan. Dan, once again, Dan is the reigning champion of Basil's Backaroo. That's the Basil's Buckaroo, and Dan is once again the champion of. Hang on, get rid of that. Basil's Buckaroo. Where's that gone? Right, I think I might call that a day. Call it a day, and been going for 2 hours 24 minutes. That's long enough. That's long enough to inflict on you. And thanks for watching. I'm going to go back. Let's pop into the old space bar. Let's pop into the space bar. Get my piano out, and sing you a good night song. Didn't get time for Danoes tonight. Some people love Danoes, some people hate Danoes. So anyway, if you didn't like Danoes, you've had a night off Danoes. But she'll be back again very soon. Don't worry about that. Right, here we go. Here's the piano. Good night from the space bar. It's one of the best bars in space. Can you sign these, please? Courtney, non-permanent marker, please. Recap. Dan won the Buckaroo, and he's the champion once again. I still haven't quite recovered from the bloody COVID. Still got a bit of a cough, but not too bad. Help yourself to the champagne and the vodka and the gin. It's all free in the space bar, and it's all top quality, not been watered down. Can you sign these heavy things, please, Tom? Tom waits. We should play this game again next time. We've been playing a game started by Watco, who wanted Gareth Gates to sign a gate, but he didn't sign the gate. He should have signed the gate. And we've been signing things ever since. Good night from the space bar. Hope you've had a good night. It's time to go to bed. Have a kip. Basil needs an hour of material. Hopefully we can have lots of great songs, games, and loads of those. Yeah, we're going to have loads of songs. Oh dear. Excuse me. We'll have some poems and some songs and some jokes and maybe some buckaroo. And who knows what else. Can you sign these long cigs, please? Comedy partner of Mel. Good night, everyone. I hope you don't catch the COVID off me. I don't think I'm contagious anymore. I think it's pretty safe now. Anyway, you can't catch it off the internet, as far as I know. I'll be back on Thursday night at about 8:30. Thank you very much. See you later.